Have you ever wondered why self-made billionaires think and operate like they live in a different reality? Why every time they talk about success or opportunities, it feels like they're playing a game most people don't even know exists? Many assume they got rich through luck, inherited wealth, or hidden shortcuts. But the real truth is far more practical, and today in this video, you're about to see how self-made billionaires actually built their fortunes. Before we begin, ask yourself one question. If all the information about money is available for free, why do only a tiny fraction of people ever become wealthy? The answer is simple. Billionaires do not follow the same rules the average person follows. They think differently, they move differently, and they build differently. And once you see how they do it, you'll never look at wealth and opportunity the same way again. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Most people imagine billionaires sitting on piles of inherited money, but data from Forbes and Bloomberg up to late 2025 shows that over 70% of the world's billionaires are actually self-made. They didn't come from privilege. They built their wealth from scratch by using leverage, understanding timing, and solving problems at scale. And the first thing that separates them from the rest of the world is how they view opportunity. The average person waits for permission or a perfect moment. Self-made billionaires focus on imperfect action. They know momentum matters more than perfection. One key truth most people ignore is that billionaires didn't start with huge capital. They started with huge leverage. Leverage is anything that helps you achieve more with less effort, and the richest people in the world are masters of it. Jeff Bezos used the early internet as leverage. Sarah Blakely used product innovation. Elon Musk used software, then capital, then engineering talent. Today's rising billionaires use artificial intelligence, global distribution networks, and data. This is the kind of leverage you won't learn about in school, because schools teach you how to be efficient inside a system, not how to build your own. Another surprising habit of self-made billionaires is how they approach problems. Most people run away from difficult problems. Billionaires run toward them. But not all problems, only the ones that affect millions or billions of people. Airbnb didn't solve a small inconvenience. It changed global travel. DoorDash didn't create a new idea. It fixed a universal frustration. Health tech billionaires aren't guessing. They are solving real medical gaps that millions face. The biggest wealth in 2025 continues to come from people who solve the biggest problems. And that's the truth. Small problems create small businesses. Large problems create billion-dollar empires. Self-made billionaires also build systems, not jobs. They understand early on that if your income depends entirely on you working, your earning potential is permanently limited. You can't scale your time, but you can scale systems. That's why the wealthiest individuals spend their energy building automated processes, teams, departments, and technology that operate without them. Bernard Arnault doesn't design handbags. Reed Hastings doesn't manually run Netflix servers. They built systems that live beyond their time. The moment you stop selling time and start selling solutions, your entire financial future changes. Another powerful pattern is that billionaires hire people before they feel ready. The average person waits until they're overwhelmed before seeking help, but billionaires know they need support early if they want rapid growth. This is why most billionaire-led companies eventually employ thousands of people worldwide. They understand that their biggest breakthroughs will come not from doing everything themselves, but from bringing in people who are smarter and more specialized in the areas they're weak in. Here's something else most people misunderstand. Billionaires are not reckless gamblers. Instead, they take asymmetric risk decisions where the potential downside is small but the upside is massive. Investing in a startup might lose a billionaire the cost of a car, but if it succeeds, it can earn them the value of a skyscraper. Launching a product might fail, but if it works, it can generate hundreds of millions. This is why billionaires seem bold, but in reality, they're extremely calculated. They take risks where losing is manageable, but winning is life-changing. That's the real formula behind the big bets that change industries. What makes modern billionaires especially effective in 2025 is their reliance on data. They don't make decisions based on feelings, trends, or social media hype. They look at numbers, insights, consumer behavior, and predictive models. A 2025 Deloitte report shows that the majority of billionaire founders now use AI-driven analytics for major decisions. They don't guess what the market wants, they analyze what the market is screaming for. This is why their success seems consistent. It's not intuition, it's information. But beyond data and systems, the mindset is what separates them most. Billionaires think in decades, not days. The average person wants quick results, but the wealthy focus on long-term expansion. When Amazon didn't turn a profit for years, people laughed. When Tesla nearly went bankrupt, critics mocked it. When Netflix shifted from DVDs to streaming, people thought it was insane. But all of these crazy ideas aged into billion-dollar industries. Billionaires don't care about short-term validation. They care about long-term domination. Another difference is how billionaires treat money. Most people treat money as something to save and protect. Billionaires treat money as something to multiply. While the average person lets inflation eat their savings, billionaires invest aggressively into businesses, real estate, technology, and financial markets. In 2025, the fastest billionaire wealth growth came from AI startups, fintech platforms, EV innovation, and global real estate funds. The wealthy know that money sitting still is money dying. To them, every dollar is an employee. Its job is to go out into the world and bring back more dollars. One of the most consistent patterns across self-made billionaires is that they focus on one big idea, not 1,000 small ones. They don't chase everything. They double down on one mission and build their identity around it. Amazon focused on e-commerce. Spanx focused on shapewear. Meta focused on social connectivity. Apple focused on design-driven technology. This focus creates mastery, and mastery creates billion-dollar dominance. You can't hit a giant target if every day you keep changing targets. Let's talk about lifestyle for a moment. Billionaires don't start with luxury. Luxury is the outcome, not the beginning. In the early stages, most self-made billionaires reinvest almost everything. They drive simple cars, live modestly compared to their future selves, and avoid unnecessary spending. They only upgrade their lifestyle after their systems generate enough income to make those upgrades irrelevant to their financial stability. This is one of the biggest lessons people never learn. Luxury is affordable only when it no longer changes your financial life. Self-made billionaires also outlearn everyone around them. In 2025, it's been documented that top founders and elite entrepreneurs spend hours every week consuming new information, reading, researching, and studying industries. They know the world moves too fast to rely on old knowledge. While most people binge entertainment, billionaires binge information. The result? They see the future earlier than everyone else. But perhaps the most surprising truth of all is that self-made billionaires are not superhuman. They simply make decisions from a different perspective. They think in terms of scale. They think in terms of ownership. They think in terms of systems, leverage, and long-term value. And they spend more time learning than most people spend scrolling. These principles are far more responsible for wealth than luck or birth circumstances. The final message is powerful. Becoming rich isn't about knowing a secret. It's about understanding the rules that actually govern wealth. Once you learn to think like the wealthy, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. You stop chasing money and start creating systems. You stop worrying about competition and start focusing on value. And you stop trying to look successful and start trying to become valuable. And that shift alone can change the entire trajectory of your life. So there you have it. The truth about how self-made billionaires actually got rich. No magic, no mystery, just strategic thinking, long-term vision, calculated risk, and relentless learning. Wealth is not reserved for a chosen few, it's reserved for those who understand the patterns behind it. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss insights that can change your financial future. And tell me in the comments, which billionaire habit are you adopting next?